Three. All right. 3, 2, 1, action. Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Scarlet and Blue Show, episode 81. And we are wrapping up. Well, we wrapped up week 2 of football. A lot of exciting games. A lot of national title contenders revealed themselves. Some big upsets. Some teams that struggled. And then some teams that beat up on some other bad teams as well. So a lot to cover.
Ain't that the truth?
One of Scarlet and Blue Show. How are you?
I'm doing fine today. It's been an awesome weekend. A lot of good football to watch. Some real exciting games.
Your lighting's terrible, man. Let's see your face.
Oh, it's probably because my hat's forward or backwards. Yeah, it was forward. That's why. But no, like I was saying, there was a lot of exciting games this weekend. A lot of games. We learned a lot from some teams. As you said, some that are national contenders, some that show themselves to be frauds, and so yeah,
Notre Dame.
that's one of them.
Yep.
That is definitely one of them.
I can't believe that. Yeah, well, we'll kick it off. First of all, Stock to Bar, best vodka in the game, delicious vodka.
Definitely, I'm sure every Michigan fan needed it this weekend.
No, we're good. Smooth taste with a purpose. Donate a portion of every bottle sold to the Boys and Girls Club. Get your stay at stocktobar.com. No, matter of fact, just bought a new national title hat today. So, since the other one got stolen in the move because it was a very desired hat. So, still celebrating that too a little bit. But we press on. We look ahead.
Shall we start?
Let's kick it off.
We can start with Ohio State if you like.
No one cares about Ohio State.
Go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
No,
what do you think about this? No.
Because this is you're gonna be an opportunity for Garrison to be like, oh, I saw a tweet.
Oh, that happened again, didn't
that's
it?
just that's how it is here, guys. That's how it is.
It's crazy. I do not want to put a screw in the wall, but I might have to. I really might have to. But that,
you patch it up, man.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Well,
go ahead.
Evidently not, because the second time this happened.
I just want to hear what you have to say first. You are the Michigan fan on this show. It was your team's weekend, and I think it is fair for you to speak first.
No, what a guy! What a guy!
I try my best, man.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You can try harder sometimes. Disappointing game in many ways.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Oh, sorry. I'm just enjoying the party. Keep going. Just keep going.
Dude, I have the power to mute him and drop him from this call. So I wish we were live streaming. I get to do it. But no,
go ahead.
Disappointing game. I think we saw what Texas is. I think Texas is a real, true national title contender. I thought it felt a lot like the 2021 Georgia game, and just out-toughed, out-schemed. Steve Sarkisian put together a killer game plan and schemed us from X's and O's, top to bottom. Yeah. Every play. There's a play on third and 3. They had the ball, and we lined up Mason Graham on the outside, and they ran away from him, which he should be in the middle. So everything is a step ahead, and adjustments need to be made on the defensive side. So my stance was this. I thought I was not for 1 second saying, okay, offense is going to win us this game. We're going to look to the offense to take care of business. Offense is going to be the saving grace. It was going to be the defense. And the third down in the second half, there was a point where they were 7 for 8 on third down. And that type of stuff is backbreaking. I had stats up here, and I don't know why I clicked them away. Hey, do you ever get it when you open ESPN, it takes you this Xfinity ad? Do you get that?
I don't get that.
Every time I open it up, I always go to them for stats, and then it just jumps me right to an Xfinity page. All right, here we go. I don't know why it does that. That's so frustrating. Okay, Texas. I gotta hold on. New page. Bear with me, people.
I knew this LED light was going to come in handy someday.
You freak. Yeah. So I'll whatever, pull them up later. So yeah, disappointing in the defense in many ways to not be able to get pressure and to not be able to get stops on
Mm-hmm.
third down. I mean, it doesn't matter if it was 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 15. The only stops we had in the first half were on a holding penalty that got called after um, a touchdown that it got overturned. So it was like 3rd and 20 something. And then we got the stop there. They missed the field goal. And then we got a stop later, I think in the second quarter in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And they, Quinn rolled right and couldn't complete the pass. And that was, I think, going into halftime before we turned the ball over again. And so you had that. And at that point, when you can't make those stops,
Mm-hmm.
then the offense is playing catch up. Offense is
Yeah.
playing ready, set, hut. And this is week 2 with a brand new offense. And you
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. You cannot put your offense in that position. And yeah, frustrating to see because then on top of that, too, a lot of just bad penalties. Not
Yeah.
penalties, but bad plays, turnovers, some bad throws by Warren. Obviously, that Colson Loveland fumble that you could argue
That's
what
when
was
I
a
knew the
fumble.
game was over. That's when I knew.
Like I can't like that was so uncharacteristic of him. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you just had plays like they had missed open receivers. Um, Garrison, you've been high on our right guard, Giovanni Al-Hadid, and he's
Mm-hmm.
played pretty bad over the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks. And I'm very disappointed to see that because he's a
Yep.
senior. He's been in the program. There's a 3rd down with Alex Orgy. He pulls to the left-hand side, and he gets almost hung up by another offensive lineman and doesn't block the linebacker
Yeah.
where it could have, could have guys something to play. We not got the first down, sure, yeah. But Orgy maybe with that block could have found an opportunity elsewhere. It's just like stuff like that happen, and we got work to do. We got work to do. Disappointing showing. But I do think. Let me pull my notes here. I do think Texas is the real deal. Here are my notes. So yeah, Sark was perfect. I thought Donovan Edwards looked better. He averaged about 5 yards a pop.
Yep.
Will Johnson was barely targeted. Unfortunately, that means Jair Hill was picked on much of the day.
It wasn't just him.
Amir Hall, the rest of the secondary. It just,
Ricard Page. Everyone
yeah,
was a target except for Will.
yeah. Will, I don't even think I heard his name yesterday, which is what you want for a defense back. So yeah, dude, it sucks, but that's the sad part. That's the sad story.
Mm-hmm.
We got Arkansas State this week. We'll talk about it, and I have thoughts, but we will. Michigan fans. Here's the thing. I said this last week. Garrison, it's your job. It's your Buckeyes' job to troll. It's a job to just berate. That's fine. I get it. But Michigan fans who are complaining about this, just again, relax. Relax. First game back, we played Fresno. Second game back, we played a returning playoff team who really just lost 2 defensive linemen. Everybody else came back. They got people in the transfer portal. The offense is legitimate. That offensive line is stout. You said that on the show last week. One of the best offensive lines in the country, if not the best.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad showing. It just is not what we thought would happen. Even if we lost the game, I thought it would be much closer than that. We have to chill. And that's the last thing I'll say, and then you can go.
No, all right,
But
all right.
the thing that really pissed me off the most, Garrison, is that we scored that touchdown at the end and gave you the over. If there's anything that bothered me of that day, it was that. I'd rather we kicked a field goal at the end of the game and it hit
Yeah.
the under, and you weren't happy with that. Because you did call that last week, so I'll give you credit for that.
An hour before our show, I called that because I
You
was gonna
called it
pick
on the
the.
show. There's
Well,
video
no,
evidence
I
of
was
it.
I was gonna pick the under. I texted you the under, and then I changed my thought last second.
That happened. I was literally I had the tweet lined up, and I was like, the best thing here is that Garrison's bet didn't hit. And sure enough, we get the last bit touchdown. So again, a lot like
Yeah.
the Georgia game.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want to say. That's fine. I know you've been gearing up for this.
I
Do
have
you want me to just be myself? Do you want me to drop?
no.
Okay.
That's not how this. This is something. If you want to interject, I will definitely allow you to. Please interject when anything I have said is not true. And when anything I'm about to say, I've not said for the last few months.
All right. I've been listening to you.
Months ago, I said that this offensive line could struggle. I told you guys that even though Sharon Moore may be the best offensive line coach in the nation, which I have said he also is, that doesn't mean you can't miss. And I also said that you guys had two guys starting in the offensive line who have never started a game. Even more so now, you brought in Link, a redshirt freshman. Uh, After last week, I was more bullish on it, and I am more so even now. For the reasons you explained earlier, I was very high on El Hot, on Giovanni. He has not played well at all. The offensive line as a whole has not gelled yet, and yes, it can get better throughout the season. But as
I
of
was going
right
to ask that.
now,
Okay. Very
hmm?
good. I was
But
going to
as of
ask that.
right, of course, yep. But as of right now, that is an average offensive line. They're also bad in pass pro. Um, Link was getting beat all game. Even true freshman Colin Simmons, who was one of the highest rated freshmen coming out of high school, 5-star recruit, just beat him off the line. He can't protect your quarterback. Wide receivers. I said months ago that it's interesting that you guys didn't go out and get a actual bona fide wide receiver in the portal. You went and got
CJ
what's it,
Charleston.
C.J. Charleston, and what's his name from Ole Miss that used to be on your team.
Well, yeah, you're right. Technically, we did go out and get
Yeah,
Amarian Walker.
and Marion Walker, and he's nowhere to be found. Um, I think the production wasn't good. Uh, it's always good to have an elite tight end, but you're never going to win a game because you have an elite tight end. You're never going to. Not especially not to where the way you guys. It's not like Georgia and what they did because they still had elite guys on the outside. You guys don't have that. Before the season, everyone kept telling me, well, and based off the practice reports, that Tyler Morris is the next uh shoot, why am I missing out? Roman Wilson? No, he's not Roman Wilson. Uh, I'm still waiting for Samaj Morgan to do something worth talking about. Ever since he went viral for those comments he made about Marvin Harrison Jr. after the game last year. Dude, you wouldn't touch the depth chart at Ohio State. Um, let's get to your running backs. Yes, I will agree with you that Donovan Edwards had a better game, but again, nothing that you want to. It wasn't impressive. He didn't. It wasn't anything to wow about. He played better than last week, and playing better than what he did last week isn't the hardest thing to do. Um, I told you last week that he probably shouldn't get as many snaps. He didn't get as many snaps in the second half. Ben Hall came in the game, looked better than he did also.
I was
Uh,
going to say Ben Hall had a jump cut that looked so much like
mm-hmm.
Blake Corum.
Yep.
I got excited again. I'm
And
trying to find the good things of the day.
hey, and if we're being, this, I have been high on Ben Hall, have I not?
Have you?
Yes, I have mentioned him a few
All right.
times in
All
this
right.
show, thinking
I'll
that
fight
he's.
that.
Now let's get to your quarterbacks. I hate to bring this up again, but I asked you months ago whether you believe this quarterback competition is because the guys are actually having a good competition or because they're just that mid, they're just that bad, and they can't pick one. You said the latter. Last week, you still said the same. Where are you now today?
Yeah, it's a fair question. So one, I guess I'll say this. It's still my initial response to that is it's Davis Warren's second start.
Mm-hmm.
So there were throws he missed yesterday that weren't great. And it was a really good secondary for Texas. But I did watch Michigan State afterwards, and I saw Childs. He threw for 3 picks. But if you're a young quarterback, I don't necessarily care if you throw 3 picks if you're also throwing 3 touchdowns. And because
Yeah.
interceptions you can improve, you can work out of your game. But the
Hmm.
ability to throw touchdowns is something that I want to see Davis Warren be able to do. And I think he can do it, but I haven't seen it yet. And so I don't want to use it's a second start because there's a lot of guys in the country right now who are on their second starts and they're
Hmm.
putting up numbers. And um,
And
also
he's a
really bummed we
junior.
didn't get
And
Nick Marsh.
he's a junior. Or no, he's a senior.
I think he's is he a junior? I don't know. I can't get all the red shirts and everything. I get it all confused.
Hmm.
So then the last thing I'll say too is I wasn't sure. I was talking to my dad about this today. I wasn't sure if the Jack Tuttle injury really throws us off because I thought Jack Tuttle was a serviceable quarterback more than what we're getting right now. I'm not saying Jack Tuttle is going to be a first round draft pick next year, but
Hmm.
I thought he would have been more serviceable.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then I think Orgy. This is where like the beat writers or whoever definitely seemed to let us down. There was a lot of hype there.
Well, it's not. Well, here's the thing. Michigan's practices are closed. So this is where I'm gonna give some of the reporters give some flack,
Cut
or
some
not give
slack.
them
Give some
flack,
slack.
cut them some slack. I'm sorry, cut them some slack. Thank you. They're only saying what they're being told. And I earlier I was watching I think it was Phil.
Shout
Yeah,
out
it
Phil.
was
He's a
Phil.
madman.
Yeah, and he was talking with Johnny Olden, and he said, "I can't." Like, no, it was Johnny that said this. He said that I don't have any trust in this coaching staff right now. And TJ Ronan said the same thing because everything that you've been told had to come from somewhere. And it had to come within that building. And it had to come from that coaching staff because their practices are closed. So I don't think you should be so much upset with the beat reporters or the guys that are inside who get the news. They are being told this from the coaches. You guys were sold a bill of goods and it wasn't true, it wasn't real, and they were all lies. That the this was I said that Alex Orji will play less in this game, and that's exactly what happened. Why? Because there's no reason for him to be on the field. Clearly, I said this months ago too. They do not trust him to throw the ball. At some point, I think you guys as a fan base, or not, because it's not everybody, but whoever is still in this Alex Orji train about him being an option, dude, if he was an option, they would have been had him throwing the ball by now. They would have.
Yeah. Okay. A couple things. A lot of things there to address. Yeah, that's an interesting point because you're right. They are fed things, but I never take coach speak I take it with a grain of salt every time because you're gonna gas up your guys. You're not gonna share things. So, whatever. Here nor there. I think that's and I love the guys you mentioned there, the Michigan guys, awesome dudes. But I don't agree that all of a sudden I don't trust the staff. I think
But they
that
they
feels
told
like
you
we're
that Alex Orji was playing good in practice. What
and
made? How can you believe that now? How can you?
I I'm not and he might have been. It might have been all fake, whatever. But I just think that's a big jump to go from being upset about hearing that and expecting
Hmm.
something out of number 10 to all of a sudden saying, and maybe I don't understand exactly what they said, but to jump from that to saying, "Oh, we don't trust the staff." I
Dude,
That's why I say
okay.
like, "All right, guys, hold on."
What did you see from your office? All right. What did you after the last 2 weeks? Is there anything from your OC that you trust? Do you trust his play calling? Do you trust the packages? Do you trust his creativity? Do you trust him as a play caller?
Yeah, he hasn't lost my trust completely yet. I'm disappointed in some things. I think there are times where we could have been way more creative. But I thought that second drive of the game, there was some decent creativity. And then you watch the game, like there were players open. They were just missed like guys didn't execute. Like there's that third down to Samaj that was underthrown, and I think it hit him in the hands. And that's just the players not executing. He was open. It would have been a first down. He was there. And then like Colson Loveland. So there's all these examples. And so do I want to see more? Absolutely. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
see more creative. I sometimes get sick of watching, other teams and seeing a little more ease in which they move their
Dude,
offense. And
there are lesser programs that have more serviceable quarterbacks than you guys do.
so I'm not I get why you say that. I'm not going to push back too hard on that. I'm not going to like scream and object to that. But
I think Toledo's quarterback would start for you guys right now. Toledo's would, and I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know him. His name
I
is.
haven't watched Toledo.
I'm missing his name right now. Last year, Ohio State played Toledo, or was it 2 years ago? And this kid just ran circles around us, made great passes, and I think it was very arrogant of this coaching staff to not go and get a quarterback in the portal. And even though I know your season went longer, there's no way you can tell me whether you do it legally or illegally. And I don't care which way you do it. Take the fine. But you're telling me that there was no one in the nation you can go to and say, "Hey, do you want to be the quarterback of the Michigan Wolverines?" And they wouldn't take it. I just can't, like, say someone like NC State's quarterback from Coastal Carolina, um
Oh, not Caldwell.
McCall.
McCall. Yeah,
You're telling me he wouldn't have taken that? Like
he's been around forever.
I just like there's things like that. I haven't even gotten to the point. Your defensive line depth is not deep at all. There's hardly any depth, and it showed with your defensive line getting tired throughout the game. They got overwhelmed by that Texas offensive line. Um, yeah, Texas offensive line being clearly better than your guys' D line was not something I thought was going to happen.
Not yeah. I thought a lot of that was schemes. Again, shout out
Um,
Steve Sark. Like that
yeah,
was
like
oh my
if you
gosh, he coached
if
circles
you
around me.
watch Texas offense, like this word is different from you guys.
Quinn Ewers. Wait, did I just lose you? Wow. He's either holding this pause or he's frozen. Classic.
What happened
Lost you.
there? What
I don't
happened
know.
there? That
I
was
promise I
weird.
didn't touch it. I didn't touch it.
Okay, that was weird. All right, so I'll get back to what I was saying. So, like, there was that. I mean, on top of that, there was you, dude. What was up with Barham? I The linebackers seemed out of position. Um, and then yeah, you didn't hear Will Johnson's name, and that's a good thing. Like that is a good thing to an extent. I think the only time I heard his name is when he ran down the Texas running back. Outside of that, that secondary spent time getting torched. And so then I have a question for you on this. You saw what Fresno State did, getting 200, was it 235 passing yards, and then USC went into the not USC, Texas went and got over, was it 300? No, yeah,
No, he's 246.
246. Thank you. And by the way, if they really had what they really wanted to, they could have dropped at least 45 on you guys. They called the dogs off. They
Yeah,
called the dogs
yeah.
off.
By the time
And
they got to
that
30, 31,
and
no, 31. Yeah.
and getting back to like last week when you said like you saw something going in to you were taking something from that last drive, and I told you there's nothing to take from that. I was right about that too. I was right about that.
Wait, you're talking about the
And
offense?
yeah, and you brought up about how they like in the second half they made progress and they showed something that you can take into the next game. And I told you that was so late in the game. I don't think there's anything you can take from that. You guys went into the fourth quarter with 90. I'm sorry, I think 90 some pass yards. Um, you scored a touchdown on the second and third strings.
We did.
That game, that score did not show how bad of a beatdown that was.
Yeah, no, I said
And
I didn't. So I'm
I
not.
put a lot of this on the coaching. Honestly, I do.
Yeah, I do it again. I think that's what I said. Out schemed, and I don't even. I'm not even going to try to be overly critical of the offense because there's no doubt questions that need to be answered and things that need to be addressed. But
Hmm.
you were chasing the entire game, and like I said, we needed stops early on. We needed our defense to lead us early on in this game, and right off the jump, that just didn't happen. Did not happen. So,
Hmm.
yeah, disappointed a little bit with the offense, but more disappointed with the defense. Like a lot of Michigan fans, a lot of group chats were going off Saturday, and a lot of people are upset like with the offense. And sure, fine, but man, for me, I was really disappointed with the D and Wink Martindale getting out coached.
And when we got cut there, I forgot. This is what I was saying actually. if you watch the difference between their offense and your offense, Sark gets eyes moving with a lot of misdirection. Like he has the slot receiver going left on a motion, pulls his two guards to the right, shifts his line to the other three to the left, play action, like it's while you guys are just running sets. And this is the craziest thing to me. I have seen Davis Warren in an empty set more than like in 2 games, more than I ever saw JJ McCarthy. Why?
Yeah, it's been one of the critical points over the last
I
24 hours is that they're
I
trying to run
can't.
this offense like for Davis, like they did for JJ.
No, I mean no. I mean JJ didn't even get an empty set this many times in 2 years.
Yeah. Well, so again, is that chasing? I don't know. Like but this is not their offense that they want to run that we saw yesterday,
Hmm.
and that's on the defense.
Well,
And
I thought we saw it a lot in the first half, but honestly, when you guys were down I mean, what by 14 points was it? I feel like for this team, that's more like a 21-point lead.
yeah, it's not where you want to be in. Not at all. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, I think that's a good point about the motion. So watch the watch the Rose Bowl and watch the national championship last year.
Hmm.
And I forget what defender said it, if it was either on Washington's or Alabama's, but they basically said they motioned all the time. Like they would send three guys, not necessarily emotion, but just movement before the snap. And it was all of that. And yeah, I think that's a good point. Just not a lot of that this year. So why? The question is why aren't you seeing that? Because same coaching staff.
Hmm.
It's like, is it because the quarterback? It's not JJ. Is it because it's probably all the reasons above? So
Yeah,
we
and
got a lot we need to see.
I have a like we can end this, and I just want to ask you this. So I went down your guys' schedule. How many games are for sure wins from here on out?
For sure. No, I don't want to do this because that way I
Because
get
because this is the way I see it. I think your guys' cap is 9-3 is the cap. This is the ceiling for you guys. I think you're looking more towards 8-4, 7-5. At the worst, I think there's a world where you guys can go. I'm not, and I wouldn't bet on this. I wouldn't say this is going to happen. But there's a world where you guys go 5-7. Um,
okay.
and
All right.
and
You're
it's, and, I,
obliged to your opinion.
and I'm only saying that because I think every game you're playing from here on out is close. Like if I'm Arkansas State right now, my game is based off the pass. That's what they like to do. I have now seen this defense get torched through the air multiple times now.
Well, do they have the
If I can get if I'm Arkansas State and if I'm anyone else in the Big Ten, I am thinking if I can get to 20, I'm in this game and I have a chance.
okay? Fair judgment, fair criticism, and we shall see.
Like I mean, dude, like when you watch Michigan State, because and I said this and a lot of people don't agree with me. Do you think Aaron Childs was? I mean, yeah, no, what
Aiden
that's
Childs.
yeah, Aiden Childs. Yeah, I was right. Aiden Childs will start for Michigan right now. I know for a fact Nick Marsh would start for you guys,
I know.
but
We should have got him. That was I don't know what happened there.
I saw this really good interview with him and his mom on Spiro's show, and they were talking about how there was a certain team out there just offering money, just and upping it and upping it. And he chose to stay with Michigan State. It was
What
like
was the
that was a
team?
that they didn't say,
Oh,
but no, I mean they're letting Childs go out there and sling that thing around. He's gonna make mistakes,
yeah.
but I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I said. And I think yeah. So
yeah. What are
uh,
your ending thoughts on this?
yeah. So if you have where's their schedule? There it is. So Arkansas State. I haven't even watched them, so I don't know if they have a quarterback. I mean, Fresno State had a senior quarterback who can put up numbers, who likes to sling it. Like that's their offense. Texas has arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I don't know a thing about Arkansas State. Obviously, USC, Lincoln Riley likes to sling it. Minnesota, Washington, Illinois. Um, I don't think Illinois is going to be a walk in the park. Michigan State, got to see more of Michigan State. I don't know how good Maryland even is. Good win though. Don't get me wrong. Good win
Hmm.
yesterday for Sparty. Oregon. So that was way past my bedtime. I want to ask you about Oregon later. Did you
Yeah,
watch that game?
part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Indiana Northwestern. So yeah, I don't want to put a number on it because I don't know yet. I want to see this week.
Hmm.
Um, but there's a lot to be worked on, man. A lot to be worked on.
Yeah.
All right, real quick.
But I will
Our
say this.
lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
All right. Sorry, I cut you off, but we
No,
need to make sure we
no,
get our boy Dillon's ad in
no,
this
for
week.
sure, man. Go ahead and if you're in the Michigan Gravis area, hit up Dillon Rich's.
Do it
Um,
right now. Leave a message.
shoot, we were talking about
That's my bad. I cut you off.
No,
Thought we
you're
were done.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. Um,
You see what I did here, folks? I came in really gently, kind, and warm to Garrison because I knew he was ready
oh,
to unleash.
and I think I did it
And
kindly. I think I did it very kindly.
you did. This has been very civil. I gotta be honest. I wasn't overly excited to do this,
No,
but
no,
you
I
had to
was,
deal with it last year.
I told my significant other, I said, "Oh, I have things that I will get my vindication. I will, because I was right. So far, I've been right about everything I've been saying over the last few months. And
Um.
but
Oh, go ahead.
no, and I said, but I'm gonna be nice about it. I'm gonna come with some tender love and care, some TLC for you. That's all I'm gonna come with, because I've been
So,
there. I've been there.
yeah, no, I saw a lot of I saw a lot today about. Okay, yeah, I'll stick with this. I saw a lot of people today talking about like, don't let Michigan fans say, "Oh, we lost this," yada yada yada. We can talk about that in and of itself, but I'm not obviously as active on Twitter as you are, but I do see a lot of people who are very active. There's a lot of Michigan fans who've been running their mouths, and
Yep.
I just said,
Yep.
I was like, guys, you got to eat it. We got to eat it. I'll include myself in there if I've said anything, but we've got to eat it. Still a chance we can right this ship, but right now you have to take it. A lot of people saying we would beat Texas.
Uh, and and that's why I asked the question. If you were not a Michigan fan, would you be choosing your team to win? Like and it's because like I feel like listen, when I come, I'm going to talk to the fans real quick, and you too. I promise, whenever I come on this show, call me whatever you want, but I'm not a liar, and I'm not sitting here giving you BS on what I'm seeing on the television. I'm not gonna come here and lie to you and say, "Oh, I saw this or I saw that," as biased as you may think I am. Everything I am saying, I truly mean, and I'm saying it with reason. Everything I've been saying for the last few months has come to fruition, and I was right. I was right so far, just so far,
So far.
but I'm right.
So far. Okay. Very good. Buckeyes.
Well, they spanked y'all.
What?
They spanked y'all, man. That was crazy on national television. Holy
Again, man,
crap.
same thing happened in 2021 with Georgia. Just
National
I
television,
I'll
man.
never forget. I was in my house and I was talking with you and I was talking with Lawson after the Big Ten. No, I think after we beat you guys,
Mm.
and everyone agreed. Actually, no, I was the only one who was only skeptical, but you guys all said we're gonna beat Georgia. I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna ride with that.
Michigan fans saying, "Who has Georgia beat?"
And then yeah, so you were wrong about that, buddy boy. All right, talk about your Buckeyes. I watched a little of it. I wanted to watch
Yeah.
Nebraska, Colorado, so I had the YouTube TV going. But
So
shout out to me. What I picked them to cover.
yes, you did.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
did. Um, so again, Akron and Western Michigan are not the bar. They are not the I'm not going to sit here and say that I can judge everything about this team based off those two wins because those aren't challenges for us. Last week, though, you brought up a good point about how, and there's statistics for this, the biggest jump is from week 1 to week 2. Now, last week against Akron, Ohio State struggled in the first half, still won 52-6. And then this week, they left no doubt. The offensive line, and I want to say congrats to Cedarville. Last week, I left guard who's in for Donovan Jackson. Last week, I said I don't want to ever see him on the field again. What a jump he made this week. The whole offensive line was impressive, just impressive. Quinshawn Judkins got off. It was sad to see his long 80-yard touchdown called back on a holding call that should have been called, but it's okay. He still finished over, I think, 12.1 yards per carry on 9 touches, 2 touchdowns. Travion Henderson came in, did his thing. James Peoples has less rush attempts, more yards, and more touchdowns than first string Donovan Edwards.
I'll let you have this.
Will Howard looks good. Jeremiah Smith did Jeremiah Smith things again. I'm sure you saw that touchdown he had. Did you?
Yeah, was it a slant?
No, it was a
The
hitch
house?
route. Well, so earlier the drive before that, they sent Carnell Tate on in motion to the right, and they was have him on a swing motion and have Jeremiah run like an 8-yard hitch. They did it again, but this time the corner was late and he just took it to the house untouched. I think he had over 21 miles per hour on that actually.
Yeah. He was moving.
Yeah, man. And Emeka still always open. Carnell Tate did his thing. There was a real cool play where Carnell Tate was downfield blocking for his running backs. On the next play, got down for a 20-yard reception. The wide receivers were blocking downfield. That's why the guys were able to get off in the backfield. And the defense is just the defense. It's hard to really, again, it's Western Michigan. I'm not surprised that we didn't give up a touchdown. I said we wouldn't give up a touchdown. Didn't know we ended up blanking them. But no, I'm very proud of this team, especially the offensive line. That was what I need. We need to see them play better, and they did. Again, it's Western.
Good for you. All right. Yes.
When you watch this, I will say this. Because it's a question after you.
Oh.
When you watch this team, what do you see?
What do I see? What do you mean? Like,
Yeah, even despite the opponent, when you watch, how much of the game did you watch?
I watched pretty much all of it, but in the corner TV.
Okay. So forget who the opponent was. When you watch the team, what does it look like?
Looks like a really solid football team that needs to be tested and prove that it's good.
Prove that it's good. You don't think it's a good team?
Well,
come on.
Sorry, prove that it's championship caliber. And you guys have that test coming up here.
In Iowa, I guess.
Yeah, and then Nebraska.
I mean, we get Michigan State before Iowa, I think, actually.
Yeah, what if Sparty gets things going? You'll beat the pants off of them.
We're going to kill them. I think we're going to kill Iowa.
Yeah.
And as of right now, Oregon doesn't scare me.
Yeah,
it's going to be an Autzen. They do not scare me. There's no one in the Big. Actually, let me be quite frank with you. Nobody in the Big Ten scares me. I'll be completely honest with you. And no, and like I said, I understand it's Akron. I understand it's Western. But when I watch this team, I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm seeing. That's an elite football team. They gotta get tested still, but I know what I'm looking at. If they weren't, Western would have made them struggle in the first half. Nope. From the beginning, they beat their pants off. And Shoot, man. I have it right here. So give me a second. Yeah, Coach Lance Taylor, the coach for Western Michigan, in his post press conference after the game, he said they're bigger and scarier in person. Like that's what he said. That's what he had to say about them. And I could imagine that, man, when you see our defensive line, they're all 300 pounds on the D tackles, and our D ends are 6'4", 280 pounds. I get it when you see a freshman 6'3", 215 pound receiver. Like I get it. Our quarterback is huge. Our running backs are big. Like it's our DBs aren't small either. Caleb Downs had a great play. I know what I'm seeing when I see this team, Bryce. This is a national championship caliber team. I don't need to see them get tested. I know what they are. It's all about them handling business. No one on their schedule should beat them. Nobody.
Yeah, it sounds like you sound like a lot of Michigan fans sounded last year. But the difference is being that the Ohio State at the end of the year looked like a tougher challenge than what is being produced up in Ann Arbor. So you gotta, you guys gotta prove it. I gotta see you obviously put it all together with somebody, get somebody good. I think Michigan State could be an interesting test, and then
we're gonna beat them. We're gonna beat the crap out of them.
And then is that a game at Iowa or is that in?
We're home, I think. I think we're home.
You get Nebraska. If you have a game against Nebraska, it was in Lincoln. That'd be
okay, but they're not going to give us 3 away games in a row. Like we're not going to go to Oregon, to Nebraska, to Penn State. They're not going to do that to us. And even then, oh man, that was it was fun. I saw TK on X. He posted, "Please don't tell me that we traded a great defense for great offense." I mean, yeah, the defense.
Now, I don't fault Penn State for that one because I think you come off a nice win, and then it's a noon game, sleepy start.
Well, here's my thing. Do you think Penn State is a good team?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and my thing is, but this week they played without question a lesser opponent. Played with their food. Alabama this week played with their food. That score, that Alabama game, is not indicative of what really happened in that game. That was a close game into the fourth quarter. And then they pulled away with 28 points in the fourth. If you're that good, if you're that talented of a football team, you win from the get-go and you leave no doubt. There was nothing about the Ohio State game this week that left you doubt about the team and what you think they can do this season. There's not one opponent on our schedule right now that I think you would say that other team is the favorite.
Yeah, no, probably not.
And even with Oregon.
Yeah, tell me about Oregon. What happened with Oregon?
Well, I think they're a good football team. I still think they are a playoff team. Their defense, I can't explain. Boise scored a lot of points on them. And Boise probably should have won the game. I don't know if you saw that touchdown, that the play that they called a touchdown when the wide receiver dropped it right before the goal line, and I don't know how you called that a touchdown. I don't know how. Their offensive line looked a little better, but not again. I don't know if I don't even know if their old line's better than yours. I thought they would be the second best team in the conference right now. I think it's clearly USC.
Nebraska's got to be up there.
I think USC will beat them right now.
Ooh, did they? I think they play too.
Yeah, and so no, USC has a very the Big Ten got a whole lot more interesting.
It did. Well, so did the SEC. The fact that Texas and Georgia are going to get to play.
Oh, I can't wait for that game. Is it in Athens? I believe it is. I believe it's in Athens, and
no, in Austin.
This is gonna be an interesting season. I don't.
Yeah, it's in Austin.
And I did you see my updated power rankings?
No, who do you have?
Okay. I'll list them off to you here. So I know for a fact that I have Ohio State at number 1, USC State at number 2. Um, Here we are. Move Nebraska to number 3. So like, even though I think USC's better than them on my power rankings, Nebraska is at number 3. So I'm not sitting here saying that they haven't been impressive. Number 4, Penn State. Oregon at 5, Rutgers at 6, Illinois at 7, 8, MSU, 9, Washington, 10, Wisconsin.
Okay, fair.
I don't. There's
Fair.
you don't remember, these are power rankings, so they're very fluid.
Okay.
Um,
Where's Michigan? Yeah, 8 more spots.
no, but it's the big. I'm sorry, it's the power 10. Just
I know.
the
I'm just curious. Then throw it in. Where
I would have them somewhere around between 11 and 13.
Okay.
I just can't, bro. At home, you got your pants pulled down. Like it. They undressed you guys, and I feel like a lot of you guys. Here's another thing I forgot to bring up. You guys shouldn't be that surprised because after 3 years of watching the same type of offense and watching all of Sharon Moore's offensive schemes and his offensive line schemes and motions, people are gonna pick up on it. They're going to. Yeah, I mean, when people have tape, man, they have tape. So I also
and
want to
again,
bring this up. I mean, on the FPI, and you've been you, sir, last season were big on FPI. I mean, you guys are down here with the UCF Knights, Kansas State,
is
Texas
that graph? How
A&M.
bad did you really get beat?
No,
Is that
no,
what
no.
you're talking
This is the power index FPI,
about? Okay.
and you guys are around the 18 range. So yeah. Yeah, your projected wins are 7.2 right now.
A lot of season left, brother. A lot of season left. All right.
Before
Anything
we
else?
go, Notre Dame, I I
What?
don't.
How do you explain that?
There's no reason they should be in the playoff. I don't care if they go 11-1. I don't
So I heard
care.
Tom Finelli talk about that today and making an argument for, I guess, against the 12-team playoff. I don't think I disagree. I can't believe that game happened. Because like Texas A&M, I'm not gonna say Texas A&M is a good football team, but you went into Texas A&M Kyle Field at night, returning quarterback for the Aggies. I know they lost a ton.
Mhm.
Maybe A&M's that bad, but I thought that was a decent win. And woo!
Look, man, that's why you can't. Notre Dame should have beat the snot out of that team. But what happens is that when you give guys some confidence, man, they'll take it a long way.
Oh
And
yeah, especially the underdog.
what did I say last week? Not last week, but on the radio, Bryce. Momentum has no friends. I mean, that was well, that's why we love college football. That was cool. It was cool to see.
That was a good day of college football yesterday. Really, really, really good day.
Did anyone else impress you?
Nebraska. I don't think Colorado's a national championship contender, but
Yeah,
that Riola
like,
kid's fun to watch.
man. You see Kyle McCord?
Yeah. What? Yeah. That's. Oh, well, let's go over here. Let's go over the picks. Let's wrap it up here.
Yeah. No, my allergies are still killing me.
All right, let me pull these up
I
here.
can't believe Iowa gave that game away. Also,
And Iowa, yeah.
did you just a couple of things I remember from the season? Or someone told me. Did you watch Ole Miss at all?
No.
Jackson Dart started 24 for 24. Yeah, that happened.
Dude, they're legit.
Yeah,
Like, you want to talk about people not playing with their food? That's
Who?
them. I don't think the talent they're playing is anything special, but
Yeah.
all right. So here we go. This first one you had is so
It
frustrating.
was,
We're back to even, you and I. You can go through your picks.
man, the over. I thank you, Davis Warren, for showing some type of heartbeat at the end of the game and making me some money, man. And taking the L. My goodness, you are a real trooper. NC State +10. Oh wow. Um, I thought it would give a bit more of a fight. Tennessee looks really good.
Yes. That's there's not
They look really good, and Nico is in the Heisman conversation. Should be at least the way too early Heisman conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State +9. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I knew that they wouldn't get blown out, but I also did think they were going to win the game. Uh, Marshall had a coming out party. I'm sorry, Nick Marsh had a coming out party. Good for him. Aiden Childs, he has to make some progress, but I mean, he threw 3 picks, but the kid threw 3 touchdowns over 300 pass yards. And he was the reason they were in the game and won it. Syracuse money line, cha-ching. Illinois money line, cha-ching. I just I told you, man, Illinois is still a Big Ten team, and Kansas is Big 12, and I don't know if they have the toughness to beat Illinois, especially in Champaign.
And
So,
it's a good pick.
yeah, man, I was.
It was a good week. You're back on track.
I'm back on track, man. I'm back. Yourself?
Yeah, Oregon shocked me. I thought Oregon for sure would bounce back. I watched them, and I thought that was a better team, and so gotta figure out a way. Well, I didn't record that game, but I gotta figure out a way to watch it. We were out of town this weekend, so Mississippi State lost by 7. That stinks. Tennessee was my lock of the week. Like, put the parlays on it, and yeah, man, Nico looks that offense is legit.
You got me on that one.
Yep, and then you're welcome, Buckeyes. And then I went opposite of you on Georgia Tech. I thought they'd be tougher. And
I told you, man. Like Syracuse has more talent, and Cal McCord is gonna light them up. The guy looks good. I'm sure every day you watch him play, you have to be thinking, why didn't we go after him?
No, he would never have gone to Michigan. Stop.
Do you know that?
I do. Yeah, absolutely not. No chance
that?
going to Michigan. I haven't asked him personally, but there is 0 chance he's going to Michigan. He's a good quarterback. I don't know why you guys threw him out of town.
The quarterback we have right now, trust me, we are very pleased with Will Howard. I mean, the plays he makes, I mean, he has a touchdown run where he outran 3 players. You were never going to see that out of Cal McCord. I'm very happy for Cal McCord. I'm glad that he's having success. I said he would have success over there. He's the best quarterback in that conference. Easy.
That's a good take. I'd have to look at that.
I think he's better. He might be better. I think he's better than Cam Ward. I think he is. So
oh yeah, Cam Ward's in that. Oh,
I think he's better than Cam Ward. So
all right.
Because I don't know if Cam Ward can do what he's doing at Syracuse, but I do know that Kyle could do what he's doing with all the talent at Miami, and probably more.
Those 2 teams play last week of the season.
I can't wait.
That'd be dandy. All right. Well, we press on. We continue. Michigan fans, say it ain't over yet. Don't listen to Garrison. It ain't over yet.
I never said it was over. All I'm saying is that I've been more right about your team than you guys have. And there's no question that but I've been right.
Thus far, you've leaned more to the correct side, but we too.
Like I'm 2 for 2 right now. You guys are 0 for
1-1. Season ain't over yet. All right, go Blue.